transplant that happened on the 20th of December. It's very historic because kidney transplant is the best treatment really for patients who have end-stage kidney disease. And when we say the best treatment, we just mean that it offers the best quality of life. So that essentially means that patients are able to go back to work, patients are able to move as much as they want, they're not really tied to a machine, they have better physical health, they have less stress, less anxiety. So quality of life is essentially better when you get a kidney transplant. We have a lot of patients who have kidney failure because we see that many of the patients who come to our kidney disease clinics already have advanced kidney disease and it's not reversible. So they'll be called patients with kidney failure. So if you're able to get the best quality of treatment, which will be the kidney transplant, you're better off.
Today we have been having what we call the grand round. In the grand round we discuss topical issues with medical students. I am excited that transplant has become a topical issue. And today we're not talking about transplant in abstract, we're talking about transplant in Uganda with Ugandans who have been transplanted in Uganda by teams including Ugandans. It's a huge landmark. We had the recipient, the person who received the kidney, and their donor. They came and they were present in this grand round. They shared their story. First of all, that's testament that they are alive and well. The donor is healthy, nothing has happened to him, and the recipient has recovered, is free from having to do dialysis. When we learn things which are happening, we understand them better. So the medical students coming out right now are lucky because transplant is no longer out there in the Western world, but we have it right home. And for us as teachers, we teach much better when we put live examples. So this was yet another landmark where we were able to have a grand round on transplant, a new branch of urology and nephrology when the patients that were transplanted are present. We hope out of the students that we have been teaching, many will come out as nephrologists, many will come out as transplant surgeons and other kidney carers. Kidney transplant is not a cheap procedure. Out there it costs about 25 to 30,000 US dollars, which is likely to be cheaper in Uganda. We have not yet determined the figures, but it will be cheaper and affordable. But it will not be just there for free. But government may put a fund which can push on those who need, but there is a cost because it's a huge cost. That aspect of how much it will be determined and communicated. Right now, the patients who are transplanted do not have to pay a penny, and even now the drugs they are getting, the government has procured. So to kickstart the program, government has put aside a fund to make sure that these patients are transplanted for free. What can we do to care for our kidneys? Good enough, we are in a heat wave. This is the time we must drink water. Water is number one. When you are unwell, please stop self-medicating. If you have any illness, seek medical advice. Early diagnosis of diseases like hypertension, diabetes, and appropriate treatment of these lifestyle diseases goes a long way to prevent kidney failure.
Whenever you think about kidney disease, you have to think about yourself and actively look out, particularly if you are at increased risk. If you have a risk factor like diabetes, like hypertension, sickle cell, you are on any chronic medications, HIV, then you need to take an active role yourself. Or if you are above 40 years, your kidneys begin to grow, so you should go to a doctor to check you out. I think that's the key message. You have to be responsible for your own kidneys, because most of the people, 90% of the people with kidney disease, they don't know that they have it. So our best shot is in prevention, and prevention has to be actively ruled out or looked out to. Then after that, for those who have kidney disease, they should really make sure that they try to delay the progression to kidney failure. Because kidney failure is very dangerous, because it has very few alternatives. It either has dialysis, transplant, or conservative care. It's very expensive, and transplant is a very far cry. Transplant is very difficult. It is available, and we thank God, we thank the government, we thank the health workers who have made it possible, but it's not going to be for everyone. It's very selective, and initially we might be able to transplant maybe 3, at most 6 individuals a year. But people who need transplant are over 300. So whenever transplant starts, the procedure falls behind the number of people who need it, even if they qualify. So in the meantime, it is best that people observe the other items I talked about. Be smart, take care of your kidneys, watch what you eat, do regular exercise, and always visit a doctor. Don't take over-the-counter medications, particularly for pain management. So you really need to take care of yourself. Drink enough water, at least 8 glasses a day. In fact, science dictates that women take 2.7 liters a day of water and men 3.5. So that's, and even in this hot weather, it even gets more. So we really need to take care of our kidneys.